JunkGuysdfw.net, home of the junk removal service, the #1 junk removal service in all of the galaxy, excluding Pluto, because it does not exist anymore. Guys, good evening on a Tuesday at 6:34 Central Time here in the great city of Dallas, Texas. I am doing a live video today, and you know what? It's a cold, rainy, awful day today, and it's been a very slow season for a lot of us. Today was actually my slowest day probably of the year, or well, not the year, but of the season so far, with only 3 jobs on the schedule able to do. Very small jobs. But I've seen a lot of things on the message boards. I've seen a lot of things on, well, honestly, across the spectrum of junk removal, that a lot of people are slow at this moment, and I'm going to tell you why. And this is going to be a simple answer for all of us, okay? This is just a simple answer. The reason it's so slow is because it's the holidays. It's the holidays, and you know, COVID has a little thing to do with it, but honestly, it's the holidays, guys. I've been doing this for over 12 years, okay? For over 12 years, I've done this, and I'm going to tell you something. Every winter, every Thanksgiving, November, December time, it's been slow. See, people aren't really worried right now about hiring a junk removal service to clean their house. They're really worried about really getting ready for Thanksgiving, getting ready for Christmas, that holiday spirit, putting up Christmas lights, or hiring, honestly, someone to do Christmas lights overall. Whoa. So that's what is going on right now with the whole junk removal business at this moment, guys. That's what's going on with junk removal. Don't be discouraged if your business is slow right now at this moment. It will get better, okay? It will get better. I'm getting prepared. Today we do have a guest on the show. We have a guest from Tennessee, and he's going to come on board today. He's a good friend of our show, of our junk removal business, and he calls all the time for advice, but I think he's going to talk to y'all today, and we're just going to ask him a few questions about junk removal so we can get a spectrum of how it is across the United States. I've had people from North Carolina, from Florida on the show, from Texas on the show, all across the United States, North Carolina, South Carolina. So I think this is a great thing to have people like this on our show, okay? So I did want to point out one thing, that there's a lot of questions that have been asked on my Facebook page that personally people have asked me, and I'm going to go through a few of those questions, okay? I just want to go through a few of them because I have a few minutes before we go live with our guest. So I'm on the junk removal, moving, and dumpster rental page over here, and let me see if this is, whose page is this? I don't know who runs this page. It's a private group. It's got a lot of people on it. I'm on the Facebook page, and what I like to do is just go by and grab a few of these questions and just answer some of them, you know what I mean? So, and I don't ever see these questions. I just look at them and then I talk them and then I answer them. You know what I mean? I just read them and then I answer them. Kenyon Moore here on the junk removal, moving, and dumpster rental page asked a question. He said, "What are some of the objections you all hear from potential customers? I'm working on a rebuttal list and I try to create as many rebuttals as possible." Okay. John Gates, how you doing today, man? How you doing, guy? That's a great question. So he's actually got a great question. He wants to know what he can say to a customer when the customer says, "Hey, we're too high, we're too expensive." You know what I mean? And that's going to be probably the biggest rebuttal that he's going to hear from a customer. And it's really simple. Here, let me tell you what I do. When a customer says, "Hey, it's a bit expensive," be confident and say something like this. Say something like, "Well, I'm going to be honest with you. What you want to do is keep my number handy, okay? Keep it to the side. Call my competition. If you need some phone numbers, I'll help you out. I'll give them to you. Call my competition, and when you find out they're a lot higher than me, call me back." And I'm really confident when I say that line, people tend to go, you know what, this guy knows what he's talking about. Let's just give him the job. And I always end up getting the job like that. I've done it hundreds of times, maybe thousands of times. But that's probably going to be the biggest objection and rebuttal that you're going to get from any kind of customer, okay? Always tell the customer, you know what? I know I'm the cheapest. I know I can beat anybody's price. But here, I want you to call someone else. So I want you to realize how much it really is. And sometimes when it's a lot of junk, I always tell the customer, when I don't have the price down, I always tell the customer something like this. I show up to the property, I'm like, whoa, you have a lot of stuff, it's going to be expensive. I prepare him for a big price, and then I hit him with a small price. You see what I'm saying? So people, sometimes they think it's going to be $700, $800, and then I come back, oh, hey, it's only $400 or something like, you know what I mean? Here's another question that I see on this junk removal. That was pretty funny. Let me see what we got here. I'm going to go to another question. Pole Team Milwaukee here. Somebody asked a question on the Facebook discussion group page. Charles Johnson Jr. says, Team Milwaukee here says, what tool brand do you favor? Favorite tool? Got pictures? Is it sexy? I have no idea. My favorite tool right now is called Halligan. Halligan is it's like a 3-in-1 tool. It's actually the favorite tool that me and George both use, aka Ginger Ninja. And this tool is a very popular tool for the firefighters in your area. Every firefighter usually has one on their truck, and usually every firefighter actually owns one. And this Halligan is it's a crowbar. It's a tool that can you can use it as a sledgehammer, a crowbar. You can jam things with it. You can break things with it. It is a wonderful, wonderful tool. It weighs about 35 pounds. And I'm telling you, look it up, guys. It's called the Halligan. You got to get one. They're expensive as hell because they're specialized made for firefighters. So they're very expensive tools, okay? So that's my favorite tool, okay? Let's go with another question really fast before I bring on my guest tonight. And he'll tell you who he is and everything about it, guys. Here's one. Jeremy Thrakil says, hoping for feedback as we put the final touches on our junk removal software that would come with an integrated site built by my team. Please note it's a mock-up and not the final product. We are close. I'm 90% positive that I'm going to run the cart to the left and the items because what is he talking about? I have no idea if he's even doing junk removal. Never mind, guys. Hey guys, what do you, Bike Life Chuck asked a question. I'm sorry, I got stuttered there. Hey, what do you guys think is the most you can make per truck gross per day? I think the most you can make off a truck on a normal day, not a record day, because Andy Taylor down here is the first one. He says something. He says, my record is $11,000 with a roll-off and 2 beds. That's not going to happen. That's 99% of the time that's not going to happen. It happened to Andrew because he was pulling gold. I have no idea. But I think $1,000 per truck is pretty good per day. I'm satisfied with $500 per truck, to be honest with you. I'm pretty satisfied with $500 per day, so it's not a big deal. I want to say hi to a few people that came on. John Gates, hello. Local Urban says, I have just purchased F-350 to work with, looking for a trailer. How do I go about getting gigs? I always tell people, if you're just starting off, Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, 5 miles. Nextdoor.com is pretty helpful. Use the free way to advertise. Well, Craigslist is not free, but it's worth it. It is so worth it. Use that local urban just to start off with, okay? Juan Angeluno says, hope you are doing well, Ricardo. How much is vehicle insurance and business insurance? Is it required on the junk removal business? You know, Juan, that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked that question. I'm going to answer this question with telling you what I did, Juan, because I think it's really important that you know what I did, okay? Juan, I didn't have business insurance for about 7 years of my company. We never broke anything. It's not required. If it's not required by the state, but it's not required by the government that a junk removal service have insurance, why do it? But a lot of people do it because, I don't know, maybe they're bad drivers. I have no idea. Someone help me out here. Maybe they just need it. I didn't get it. Now, the reason I got business insurance recently is because I'm under a microscope with this with this service, with this YouTube channel. A lot of people know what I'm doing. A lot of people see our trucks. A lot of people stop and take pictures with us. So I get insurance just to be on the safe side. Plus, Juan, I have about 4 working vehicles, 7 trailers, dump trailer. Yeah, it's a whole assortment of a lot of things that I use for my business. Okay? So I have to get that kind of insurance. Now, vehicle insurance is totally different. I have vehicle insurance, personal vehicle insurance. Now I have business insurance. It's very cheap for me. I have an umbrella policy since I own my property also in Dallas. I have an umbrella policy that is a lot cheaper for me to endure for my business. So I just want to put that out. When you have a business like mine that's covering a lot of vehicles, a lot of trailers, a lot of property, that's what happens. Okay, guys. Hope is all well. Ricardo H. Progressive Construction, Redman DFW. What's up? What's up, brother? What's up? Where is Ginger Ninja? I'm not going to answer that question. This video is not about that jerk, okay? So let's move on. If you're on the channel right now, guys, y'all chime in. It's going to be a special one tonight. We are bringing in the guest, and I'm going to bring him in right now, guys. So I'm going to dial up Jimmy. He is the owner of Junket in Tennessee, East Tennessee. I forgot. And this guy is a great guy. He just got a lot of contracts. He always calls. We always talk about business between each other. We even talk about personal life. We always talk about marriage. I know he recently got married. I recently got married, so it's a great subject that we talk about all the time. But I want him to answer a few questions about how he started his junk removal business and what is the future of his junk removal business. But not only that, why he started a junk removal business. And he's been in business for about 2 years. But you know what? I'm not sure of the numbers. Let's get him on board right now. I'm going to give him a call, and then we're going to wait for him to come on board right now, guys. So let me call him up. In the meantime, while it is dialing to get him, we're going to put him on live in just 1 second, guys. But I just want to say, guys, thank you for everybody staying tuned so far to the channel. We are going to get him on board in just 1 second. I'm dialing him up in just a second. Jimmy, are you there? Holy cow. Holy cow. There's a person at the door. Holy cow. Jimmy, are you there? All right. We don't got him on right now. We're going to try that one more time. Let me try to get him one more time. Let me close this door. This dog is barking out here. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, we're back. Let me try to get Jimmy on board. Really cool. Jimmy, I have no video of you. We cannot get him on board yet. For some reason, he's not coming on board. All right. Guys, stay tuned. This is going to get good. My feed is really good right now. I could tell you that. Yeah, maybe he's going to call. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Maybe we got him on board right now. We got him on board right now. We are checking right now. Hey, buddy. What's up, man? How you doing? All right, guys. We're going to bring him live on in just right now, guys. Hold on. Let me turn him on right here. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy right here, guys. He's on my left side. Say hi to all the people on board. Jimmy, do me a favor, bud. Will you lower down your volume on your end? Lower down your volume on your end, and just maybe have your phone or something next to you so you can listen to the questions that I ask you. How are you doing, Jimmy? Awesome. Introduce yourself. Talk a little about your business. And another thing is, you're wearing a Superman hat. What's going on? I mean, what's going on?
Because I'm Superman, bro. I actually had a customer give it to me, man, and it's more sentimental value than anything to me.
Wow, that's awesome. Hey, Jimmy, really fast, I want to ask you a really quick question. Since you just brought that up, that you had someone give that to you, I'm going to first make myself invisible on your... Okay, there we go. The one question is, what's the coolest thing you've got in junk removal?
A four-wheeler.
You got a working four-wheeler.
Yep.
And can you tell me how it happened? What was the whole thing that happened there on that
Yeah,
thing?
most definitely. Most definitely. So I had a call in Oxford, Mississippi, which is about 33 miles from me. This was last year actually. And the guy was moving out of a condo, and he's like, everything is going, including that four-wheeler. He's like, how much would you charge me to remove that four-wheeler? I'm like, $150. He's like, all right, bet. And overall, the job was over a $1,250 job, including the four-wheeler being taken away.
Wow. Wow. Nice. Nice. Okay, Jimmy, introduce yourself. Introduce your business, your website, what part of the country you're in, what city you're in. Go ahead. Take it away.
Well, my name is Jimmy Wright. I am owner of Junket LLC, not just Junket LLC. I am based out of Holly Springs, Mississippi, and I service the Memphis, Tennessee area, South Haven, Olive Branch area, 50-mile radius from Holly Springs, Mississippi, and I've been in business since May the 4th, 2018.
2018, so you've been in business for 2 years, almost 2 years.
Yeah, going on 3 years, May 4th.
Okay, great, great. And I got people, guys, I want to say a really quick note. If you want to ask a question to Jimmy, who's new to the junk removal business, almost in 3 years, I would still consider him, well, you know what? He's now a veteran of junk removal, but he started as a rookie at first, and we're going to get into that, Jimmy. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about your biggest mistakes and maybe some of the best advice that you can give anybody starting a junk removal business, because I think that's really, really important. Okay, I think that's really important. But if you got any questions, guys, okay, that you want to ask Jimmy or me, go ahead. Ask the question right here on the live chat. I will send the question over to Jimmy. He will answer it for you, or I will answer it for you really quick. Adam Ander from the message board says, I just bought a 14-foot Isuzu NPR gas V8 vehicle. You are the man. I need to start junk business before I go to prison. Oh, shit. What do you think of that one, huh? It's not a question.
It's more of a statement than anything what it sounds like.
Yeah, before he goes to prison.
Before he goes to prison.
It says that.
What's his question? Is he asking how much?
No. I think he just wants. Okay, well, I'm going to make a question out of this, Adam and Jimmy. Adam, I think it's a great idea that you should start a junk removal business before you go to prison. How about that?
There we go.
There we go. Here's a question from Mello713. Jimmy, he asked, there are a lot of junk removal companies in Houston. Should I be worried about the competition?
No, you should not be worried about the competition. It's all in the way how you brand yourself and market yourself. I mean, here in Memphis, we have 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We have Junk Kings. We got college hunks hauling junk jumpers. Man, there's literally about 10 to 15 junk removal companies in my area. It's all about the way how you brand yourself, market yourself, and the way how you treat the customers. If you treat the customers a good way, they will use word of mouth. And that's the best advertisement that you can have for your business is word of mouth.
Right. I got another question. That's a good answer, actually. That's a really good answer. I got another question for you, Jimmy. HP Progressive Construction asks, Jimmy, what would you change if you started out again? What's one of the things that you would like to change, maybe to save you money, or maybe it's that you take your business in a different direction? I'm not trying to hint at you as how to answer this question, but think about it. He asked a great question. Again, the question is, what would Jimmy change starting out if he did it over again? What's something you would do different?
I would definitely get a 4x4 instead of a regular Silverado 1500 like I have, because I have gotten stuck in a lot of places where I would have needed a 4x4. And I probably would have gone with a dump trailer instead of a regular open trailer like I have right now.
Well, you started with an open trailer because it was cheaper. Am I right?
It is right.
And let me ask you a question. There's a difference of about 20 to 30 minutes when you're unloading an open trailer and a dump trailer, right? And there's also a difference of about $5,000. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay, I have both. I have a dump trailer, Jimmy. I have an open trailer. I mean, an enclosed trailer. And yes, it takes me. I use my enclosed trailer way more than I use my dump trailer, and the reason is I can get more money off my enclosed trailer. A lot of people
Right.
use these drive around in these 12-yard dumpster trailers, and I mean, you can only get what you can on it. Okay. Um,
Exactly.
Junk Zombies asked a question, and he says, "What do you guys use for flyers?" I don't have flyers. I use online flyers. I post them on my Facebook page all the time. They're pretty popular. They're movable flyers. They have music and stuff. Jimmy, do you have flyers? Do you use flyers?
I did not use flowers.
Okay, so there you go, guys.
That's old school.
Yeah, that's old school stuff. This is old school too, and this is something, Jimmy, that I try to tell everybody all the time. Listen, the yellow pages is hurting. Super pages is hurting. Brown pages is hurting. These people are living in the 90s, guys. Move on. Stay online. These flyers, I think flyers and these little signs that you put on the side of the road is just a waste of money. If you're staying busy, you don't have to worry about stuff like that, okay? If you stay busy, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. Now, if you have a budget where you have to spend money because the owner's saying, hey, spend money on this, then do that, I guess. But I'm going to tell you, my budget is zero. What's your budget on flyers and marketing, Jimmy, when you do paper products?
When I do any kind of marketing, I try to stay within the 30% of marketing. I try not to go over that.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm getting some pushback on volume somewhere around here. I'm not sure. Okay. All right. Next question is Adam Anders says, I live in Phoenix. I have a ton of competition, so it's hard there. There are a lot of people willing to do it for super cheap. I'm going to answer this one, Jimmy. You won't have to answer this question, but Adam, I'm going to tell you, you do not have as much as competition as I have here in Dallas, and I know for the fact I am number one in the DFW area. There's nobody that can even touch me. If they say they are, I challenge them. Let me know, because listen, I video when I do 8 jobs. I video when I do 9 jobs. I don't see anybody else doing stuff like that. I just don't see anybody else like that. I have a question for you, Jimmy, about your business. Hold on. We just got another question. Oh, did your previous job help you on opening a junk removal business? Like, were you a manager, a business owner? Were you doing something else? Did you take advice? Where was your biggest influence in starting a junk removal business? But it's a 2-part question. The first question is, did your previous job help you with this job? And the second question is, what was the reason you started the junk removal business, and what motivation did you have?
Love that question. I knew that question was going to come up. Okay, so I've been in sales all my life. I have sold TriStars, Electroluxes, colognes, perfumes, FW1. I have done it all and sold it all. And to answer the question, yes, I was an operations manager for a company called 901 Junk here in Memphis area. And now he owns another company. And the reason why I left him is because he paid me $400 for 2 weeks worth of work. This didn't include me training the guys, going out into the field, giving them hands-on training, and plus the employees were getting paid more than I was. So that was a big downfall. And the whole reason why I started my own business is a little backstory, is that he had a customer that needed an above ground pool removed for $550. And he talked to the customer so bad that the customer actually called me personally and had me go out there and start the job and finish it. So what I did with that money, I took that money and invested it into an LLC, and I started doing research on junk removal jobs. Well, that's when I found Ricardo on YouTube. I watched all of his videos, followed everything that he talked about to a T. His Craigslist ads that he posted, I followed those to a T, posted them 3 to 4 times a week until I started getting more and more money in. Then I used that money to go into other marketing like Craft Jack, even Home Advisor at the time, which was a big mistake. Don't ever use Home Advisor.
And I told you, I think at one point I told you not to use Home Advisor, didn't I?
You did tell me that. You did. And well, like I said, this was about 2.5 years ago. when I worked for 901 Junk, and I left off and started my own business. I got tired of working for somebody and telling me what I'm worth hourly, and I'm worth way more than $400 every 2 weeks.
Wow, that's awesome. Jimmy, you brought up a thing about my videos that I do. Um, would it be fair to say that if you're starting the junk removal business, that it is an easy influence? My videos can influence you to even. I mean, I is it true that I can give you a step by step procedure on how to start a junk removal business?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, hell, you're the godfather. You've been doing this for almost 12 years now. I mean, why would somebody get into the business not follow you?
Right.
I mean, I was always told if you want to be successful in a business, you find somebody who's made millions in that business and you follow them. You be their shadow. You be the mini me of that person. That's what I've always learned in sales. You copy what somebody else is doing so you can be successful.
Wow, that's great. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Besides business, you do call me for advice on just anything, really. When you were having your baby, when you got married, we talked about family and stuff together. I don't think a lot of people know our history. Jimmy came to me about 2.5 years ago, he said he was going to start a junk removal business, and he asked me the best advice. I told him Craigslist. I said, here's an ad. I think I even sent you an ad just to start you off with, just to tell him, hey, this is the way to do it. And I guess his business blossomed. You started. What do you have now? What's your fleet, or what kind of equipment do you have now?
Right now, I'm still running a truck and trailer right now. But besides that, I moved from a 1,800 square foot home to over a 3,500 square foot house, 2 story. I've been blessed to make money in this business to be able to put back in the house, do renovations,
Wow.
fix things, get things for my wife that she needs, buy her a new car when she needs it.
Wow. Wow.
Uh, just whatever she needs, this business has allowed me to do it. I mean, hell, we've done spent about $25,000 in renovations in this house, and there's no way I would have been able to do that without owning my own business.
Wow, you know what? People are listening to you say this. People are saying this, and I mean, they're listening to you say this, and they're going, "Holy cow! He's able to do this, fix his house, do these renovations, buy your wife a car." Isn't that? I'm telling you, that's one of the best feelings when you can provide for somebody else and help someone else out. I know it's your wife, but she's a partner in your life. It's a good feeling that because I do this all the time, Jimmy. When I went on my honeymoon with my wife just recently, we went to Disney World and Universal Studios, but it was so cool that I could just sit there and pay for whatever I needed to pay. You know what I mean? If it was parking or just memorabilia or anything like that, just all the stuff and the trips, and then just not worry about money. That's one of the best feelings that I love to do. Is not. I tell everybody, and this is my thing. This is my thing. I love going to a restaurant, Jimmy, and I'm going to ask you the same question. So I want you to think about this. I love going to a restaurant and looking at the menu, but not having to worry about how much it is. I never look at the price of menus. I don't know what happened to me, but my favorite place is go to Chili's. I love going to Chili's. Okay, that's just my thing. I love Chili's. My whole family loves Chili's. Before my dad passed, his favorite place was Chili's, so it kind of stuck on me. I love Chili's. It's more of a family atmosphere. I never look at the price. I don't even know how much my fajitas are at Chili's, and I buy the fajitas all the time. But when I go to any restaurant, if I go to a steakhouse, I always order a T-bone steak, a baked potato, and I never look at the price. I just don't. That's when I knew. I said to myself, wow, I'm doing something right, and I'm doing something financially right for me, but also for my family. At what point did you realize that you were making money where you going, oh my God, I'm not living check to check?
I would have to say probably about 6 months ago. 6 months ago is whenever I started getting that breathing room where I was paying all the business expenses, paying all the household bills, and then I noticed like, hey man, I got like an extra eight, $9,000, $1,200 left. Let's go out to eat. And I drop about $300-400 between me, my wife, my stepson, and my stepdaughter. And I'm tipping the waitress, like 40-50 bucks. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great not to have great to have that feeling knowing that you can go out and spend money on your family and not worry about, oh my God, I'm gonna be broke tomorrow. It's
Right.
such a great feeling.
Isn't it a good
Such a
feeling?
great feeling.
That's a great feeling. You're right. You're right about that. And Jimmy made a great point right there, guys. It's a nice feeling knowing that you're not living check to check. We make extraordinary amounts of money. If you're in junk removal and you're good in junk removal, you know what you're doing. You've survived. 90% of businesses fail within the first 2 years. You're going on your third one, so you've survived. You're 10% of it. I fall into a place where I'm like 95%. Over 10 years, it's a proven fact that out of those 90% of businesses that fail, that 10%, I'm that 10%, but after 10 years of that 10%, another 5% tend to drop off after 10 years. I don't know if you knew that. That's just a business thing that's out there that people say. I've never heard it, but I heard it from a business person. I was like, wow, I had no idea. And I was like, God, I'm glad I survived 12 years and with past the 10 years, which was now I'm that 5%er. You know what I mean? So when my wife says, honey, I love you all the time, and I say, honey, you only love 5% of me. That's my running joke to my wife. Anyway.
Well, I agree with that. And I think the main reason why a lot of these junk removal business fails is because they get loans. That is the key thing that has made me survive, is that I don't get any kind of business loans. If I'm going to struggle, I'm going to struggle on my own. If I'm going to succeed, I'm going to succeed on my own. I don't need no bank giving me no loan and then charge me 75% interest rate paying back money to them. I'm not going to do it. I'm never going to do it. And I advise anybody out there who's listening, do not get a business loan. That will kill your business.
Guys, you're listening to him. I mean, he's saying it right there. He says, I've always said this. Now, we had this conversation about 2 years ago. Me and you had this conversation, and I say pay everything cash. You had talked to me about getting a new truck at one point, and I said, don't get a new truck, Jimmy. Get a used truck. Get a truck that is used. Get a used trailer. Your shit is going to, excuse my language, your truck is going to get messed up. Your trailer is going to, you put trash and junk in your trailer. What do you expect it to do? We're not in the business of fixing Rolls Royce and Bentleys, guys. We're not in that business. Our business is trash, dirtiness. Vehicles are going to get dents. We throw refrigerators. We throw cement in these trailers. Do not go and finance a $100,000 or an $85,000 truck. This is pretty funny, Jimmy. Today I was watching on the Facebook page, and the guy says, thinking of starting my own junk removal business. Just got a lot of money from an estate. Apparently someone died in his family and left him some money. He goes, thinking of putting $100,000 to start a junk removal business. I was thinking, you know what I was thinking, Jimmy? Keep 90,000 of it. Buy a $5,000 nice truck and a $3,000 trailer. You know what I'm saying? And then 2,000 just put marketing on it. You know what I mean? Put some logos on it or something. I was thinking, that's how I think. And then keep the 90,000. This guy was going to put 100,000. What was he going to buy?
Maybe a fleet.
Here goes a question. I want your opinion on this question. It's not a question. Someone makes a statement here, and they say, Robert Redman says, I'm adding junk removal to my pressure washing business. Do you do dumpster rental? I want you not to answer, do you do dumpster rental? I do dumpster rental. I do a lot of it. But he says, I'm adding junk removal to my pressure washing business. What do you think about that statement?
I think that's a good, because that's a double whammy right there. You can go in and pressure wash somebody's house, and if you see junk in the backyard, you'll be like, hey, here's my other business card for my other business. Since you got my business with pressure washing, I can offer you a discount on the junk removal side also. Instead of me normally charging $350 for a full trailer, I'll charge you like $275 since you already use my water pressure business, and or vice versa. That's a good way how to double whammy a customer and make more money.
My question to Robert, who makes the statement, is how long have you been in the pressure washing business? My only thing is you never want to stretch yourself out too thin. Now, my dad taught me this. He always told me, Richard, if you just started a junk removal business and it's 2 years old, why are you going to start a landscape business when you don't know still the ups and downs of junk removal? I don't think after 2 years you're a professional at junk removal, in my opinion, okay? I don't think you can give advice to other people. You know what I mean? I don't think it's more... if you just started a junk removal business and you're 1 year old and you're giving, on videos, you're giving opinions to people and you're telling them advice, trust me, you haven't seen shit. Wait until the next 5 years go by and then you can give good advice to people and stuff. But I think if you're good at the pressure washing business, you've been doing it for 5 or 10 years, and then you want to add junk removal, so be it. Do it. But if you just started pressure washing and you've been doing it for 1 year or 2 years, and now you want to do junk removal, first of all, make up your mind what you want to do. Maybe next month you're going to want to do, I don't know, a landscape. You know what I mean? I have no idea. Maybe you're not sure what you want to do at this moment, you know? A truck and trailer or box truck for junk removal. I'm trying to decide. Melee says that. He says truck and trailer or a box truck for junk removal. I'm trying to decide. What do you say about that, Jimmy?
Well, they both got their pros and they both got their cons. It depends on what size box truck you're going to get. If you're going to get a small box truck, dude, you might as well get you a trailer and stack high. Because with a small box truck, you can only go so big. Now, if you're thinking about getting like a 22-footer or a 26-footer, that's a great truck to have because you can charge about $1,500, $2,000 for a full load. You know, I'm exaggerating, but you know, you can charge more with a regular truck and trailer. Yeah, you can put stuff in the back of the truck and in the trailer. Yeah. But then again, it depends on what size box truck you're going to get. You know, I mean, like I said, each have their pros, each have their cons. You just got to see which one is better for you, really.
Okay, I'm going to answer this question really quick too, because I have I have all of them. I have box trucks, truck and trailer, truck and dumpster trailer, mini dumpsters, all that bullshit. I'm going to tell you, a box truck is a faster vehicle. It moves quicker. It also, what Jimmy said, it depends on what size it is. It's a 16-foot trailer, and I use it just like I do my 16-foot truck. But here's the bad part of a box truck, and I'm going to be 100% honest. Insurance. You have to buy commercial insurance, and it's expensive. That's the first thing. The second thing is you're never, ever going to get what you can in value from a truck and a trailer. You're going to be able to make more money off a truck and a trailer than a box truck any day. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you can put shit on the back of a truck. You can't put it in the back of the box truck because you're already filling up the back of the box truck. You can make so much money more with a truck and a trailer than a box truck. And I'm going to tell you that much. Also, a box truck, like I said, it moves quick, but a box truck, just having that insurance on it, ugh. So there's our opinion on it. I got more people asking questions, so I'm going to run through them. I'm going to just skim a few. Doesn't a truck and trailer have to do commercial? Not necessarily. A truck and trailer doesn't have to do commercial insurance. Am I right, Jimmy, when I say that?
Nope.
It doesn't have to if it's just you.
Right. I have an insurance company called Next Insurance that insures my business and my personal vehicles really cheap. And they offer workman's comp if you need it too.
And did you put your policy under a commercial policy?
No.
No.
I did not.
There you go. He just answered that. I'm going to tell you something. I had my business for almost over 7 years, and I was still using personal insurance to cover about 3 trucks that I owned. Okay? Only when my YouTube channel started getting more popular, I was under a bigger microscope. It's when I changed it over to a commercial policy. It did cost a little bit more, but now I changed it to an umbrella policy, which has made it a lot cheaper since I'm parking my vehicles on my own property that I own myself. So it's made a big difference, okay? So the more product that I put under the policy, the umbrella policy, the cheaper it got for some reason. Let me see what else we got, but looks clean. It doesn't matter. Sup, Miles. People are saying hi, Junk Zombies. Adam Andler, what's up? Melee 3000, Renaman, DFW. Says he's soaking up this info like a sponge. Wow. Jimmy, if you had something to say to a new junk removal business, what would you like to say to him?
For a new junk removal business, save your money. You're going to spend money on tires, on your trailers, and on your truck. You're going to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get your tires plugged, to get new plugs. It's going to happen. You're going to get blowouts on the freeway. You're going to get blowouts in the landfill. Make sure you have money put aside to replace your tires, and make sure you have good help. Make sure you have good help, and always treat the customers with respect when you're starting off, and do not turn down a job. Once you're starting, you want to get every job you can possibly get, even if it's a $50 job, a $100 job, a $150 job. You want to build up that clientele, so that way 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the line, if you come across this butthole customer that you don't want to deal with, you don't have to deal with them because you got so much clientele.
Exactly.
You can pass that job.
That's
my opinion.
That is great what he just said. That is great what you just said, Jimmy. Repeat that one more time, Jimmy. I want them to understand what you just said. Repeat it one more time.
Save your money. You're going to spend thousands of dollars on tires. When you're starting off new, do not pass up jobs. Do not pass up $50 jobs, $100 jobs, $150 jobs. Do not pass them up. Build up your clientele. It's going to take time. I've been in it 2.5 years, and I got a great clientele just because of the way how I treat my customers, how I talk to them, and I always make them laugh. When they call me, I have an icebreaker just like that. And whenever you talk to somebody, they're going to know within the first 3 to 5 seconds if they're going to use your business or not. So I'm going to give a little tip on how I answer my phone, okay? You ready to do a little role playing?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm ready.
All right, so give me a call. Act like you're calling me.
Ring, 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 ring.
This is Jimmy with Junkie. How can I help you?
Yes, I was wondering if what would it cost me to do a small clean out in my house? I have a few items.
Awesome. A few items. Now, I will let you know what kind of items I do not remove, just so we're on the same page. I do not remove concrete, rocks, shingles, or dead bodies. If you don't have any of those 4 items, we're good.
That's perfect. That's a great icebreaker. All right. Now, how about husbands? Can you remove husbands or wives?
I can remove husbands for small feet.
See, that is an icebreaker right there, and that's great that he says that. He actually, I say that all the time, so that's pretty funny that we use the same line. So that's one of my lines that I use, and it's very valuable to me. I love to give people a hard time. Sometimes when they call me back, I'll answer Pizza Inn, how may I help you? And they're like, hello? And I'm like, yeah, we do pizza and junk removal. Which one do you want? Do you want the junk removal or pizza? And they're like, stop playing with me. And then that's the icebreaker for people a lot. So we both have opening lines that we use that do come to an advantage for us. But he's right what he says. Build up that clientele. Take care of those people. I have Miles, and Miles says something. He's called Raving Junk Removal Entrepreneur. He says, this is what he says, and I'm going to disagree with you, Miles, on this one, but he says, buy a good floor jack, buy a dolly, a saw, and a battery jumper. I'm going to tell you something about that. A floor jack, I got like 6 of them. They're all been free from junk removal. Dolly, well, I got about 9 of those, and they've all been free from junk removal. Saw, I've got 2 of those. I do have to every once in a while buy another one because they break. And a battery jumper, I have 4 battery jumpers right now, all from junk removal. Am I agree that you don't need to really buy those things, that those things will come with time?
I would say when you're starting off, get cheap ones because you're going to get better ones as your company grows.
Yeah, definitely.
That's my opinion.
Definitely. Melee 3000 says to pull a good sized trailer, say a 14 or 16 foot trailer, what truck would I need? About a half a ton, 4x4, F-150, Chevy ETC. I'm going to answer this question really fast for you, Melee. If you're pulling a 14 or a 16 foot enclosed trailer or aluminum trailer or a landscape trailer, You can do it with an F-150. The 4x4 won't be necessary. You're not pulling a lot of weight. You're not pulling. Now, if you're going through mud on a single, it depends what your environment is, Melee. If you're going through mud and the landfill's just a shithole all the time, then you might need a 4x4. But as you're starting off, an F-150 is fine. You're not pulling a lot of weight. Just don't do construction materials. And you should. Raving Junk Removal. Miles straightened out his question. He says, all these things are, this is what I'm saying, over time. He says you need a saw jack and floor. He wanted to correct himself. We put him out on Front Street really fast. Sorry about that, Miles. We didn't mean to do that, brother. We didn't mean to do that. What's one of the biggest mistakes Yeah, much love. What's one of the biggest mistakes you've done in junk removal, Jimmy?
Underbidding jobs. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Regardless if you've been in it for 10, 12, 2 years, underbidding jobs happen all the time. But don't beat yourself up over it. It's a learning experience.
Jimmy had this problem when he first started out. He would call me and would send me pictures all the time. He would send me pictures of hoarder houses. He'd send me pictures of just trash on the side of the house. And I reply as fast as I can. Of course, I'm doing like 6 jobs a day, so I couldn't reply all the time. And I'd say, Jimmy, what happened? I'd send him a bid. And he said, I sent that thing an hour ago to you. I'm gone already. I bid 100 and you said 200 and they took 100. And I said, I underbid. So I know his pain. I've been there by Jimmy's side when he messed up on bids. And when he first started out, he was a mess bidding on a lot of jobs. So that was his biggest mistake. That's great. That's a great thing that you said that. My biggest mistake that I ever made in junk removal, Jimmy, was the fact that I would need something in the house and go buy it. I did not realize that I would get it the next day. For instance, my wife recently, this just happened, wants a washer. We just moved to a new house. She wants a washer, a newer washer. And I said, no problem, honey. I'm going to go buy us a washer. I go buy a washer. As a matter of fact, this happened last week. I bought a washer. And today, I got a brand new washer. And it's nicer than the washer I spent money on. I hate that. Now I have a washer on the back of my truck.
Always happens that way.
It happens all the time. And it's okay. It's okay. I needed a saw. I went and bought a saw from Home Depot. It cost me $99. And I think it was that same day the guy tells me to clean out his shed, and there's a saw in there, and it ran good, so I took back the other saw that I just spent money on. So that was good. I never take anything back, but I said, I'm not going to get beat, and I'm not going to let this junk removal get underneath me. You know what I mean? Like, really bother me, so I took it back. I never take anything back. And it wasn't the fact of the $99 I spent. The fact was, I just didn't need 2 saws. You know? I needed 1 saw on this truck, and that was it. It's not like I'm cutting up 3 hot tubs a day, you know what I mean? It's mostly like 3 hot tubs a week. But I just needed 1 saw. And plus, it's all about the blade, too, that you use. Really, wouldn't you agree on that? And do you use a carbide blade when you cut? All right. Let's look at another question. Mike Murphy says, I bought a sledgehammer and then I did my first shed removal and found a sledgehammer in the shed. Okay. Junk Zombie says, Jim, what? You don't pick up dead bodies? Would you pick up dead zombies?
Oh, most definitely. I wouldn't use it for target practice.
There you go. Talk about a little about your personal life. I know you recently got married. Am I correct?
You are, last October.
Last October, and you just had
last October.
Yeah. And you recently had a baby too, right? No.
I mean, I got a stepdaughter and stepson, and I'm getting custody of my daughter.
Well, there you go. You win. That's awesome. We always need good guys in junk removal. Always need good guys in junk removal. Jim, Is this a personal question when I ask you this question, Jimmy? But what are your numbers going to look like for the end of this year? I mean, are you going to hit it? Do you mind saying those numbers, or you think it's a personal thing? Or you can also, if you don't want to give that number, that's fine. But you can also say you're above, or you're going to be over, you're going to be even.
Well, I'm going to answer this in a different way. My first year, I made about 20,000. My going into my second year right now, on paper, it's showing that I'm making 40,000. But we all know that we do not report our full income in junk removal. So I'm probably at about 60 to 75,000 my second year. And going into my third year, my goal is to do about $110,000.
Wow.
My third year.
That is awesome. Has COVID affected your business? For the best, for the good, or for the bad?
No, because I take advantage of COVID. I take advantage of it. When a customer asks me, well, we have COVID in the house. And this is why I tell them, I'm like, great. I don't say great because you have COVID, but I say, that's okay, we can still help you out. All you need to do is just put the junk on your driveway or in the garage and leave a check in an undisclosed area. Once we get done removing the junk, we will send you a before and after picture. And once we load everything up, you can tell us where the check is.
That sounds great. I've done that before. Yeah, that's a really good. That right there, where you're telling people are going to get that idea and go, oh shit. It's a really common sense idea if you really think about it. It's really common sense, but it gets complex if you never have thought of it. You know what I mean? You're like, oh shit, that's so easy. Why didn't I ever think about that? I've done that 100 times, but yes, at first I was like going, man, how can I get these people to trust me? Oh, you hide the check, then tell me where it's at. I have to send you the before and after picture. You know what I mean? So it's really, really common sense. Jimmy, before I let you go, we're at 51 minutes right now. Before I let you go, I want you to give some kind of motivation to a new startup, a new junk removal service, someone that's looking at you right now. Apparently, you've helped out people on the live chat because people are saying, hey, Jimmy, a lot of people have said hi to you. A lot of people said that you've helped them out in the past before. So let's talk about the people that you haven't helped out, the people that are starting a junk removal business, or the people that are right now struggling because business is slow because of Christmas. What's some kind of motivational speech that you would say to Jimmy 2.5 years ago? So you're talking to yourself right now.
Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. Do not, I repeat, do not let somebody tell you what you're worth. Do not sit there and work 40 hours for someone while they're out on a vacation in Cancun. You're better than that. It's risky starting a business for yourself, but there's also rewards with risks. You can sit there and go to college for 4 years and end up paying back $30,000 over a 20-year period, or you can invest $1,000 into a junk removal business and make the exact same amount of money that the doctor or lawyer is making, and you don't have all this debt. Believe in yourself, believe in your product, and if you believe in those two things and dedicate yourself to it full time, you will succeed. And if you don't succeed in it, you're just a lazy a-hole, I believe this. I'm going to tell a little backstory, Ricardo. I don't think I've told you this before. Many years ago, I was addicted to meth in Oceanside, California. The way I got myself clean is I lived under a bridge for 2 weeks and weaned myself off of crystal meth. And I told to myself, I'm going to be successful. I don't know what I'm going to be successful in, but I'm going to be successful in something. I have all this knowledge of sales behind me, all this management experience behind me. God's going to lead me to something. And damn sure enough, he did lead me to something. And May 4th, 2018, he gave me a vision to start my own business, Junk It. And I haven't looked back then. Three things. I give thanks to God, I give thanks to my wife, and I give thanks to Ricardo. Those are the three people who push me to be a better business owner and a better person in life.
Wow.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Wow, that is so flattering. Thank you, Jimmy. That is flattering.
Well, you deserve it, man. You've been a mentor to me. And like I said, if you want to be successful, you follow somebody who's been successful. And man, you've been doing it for 12 years. Nobody's more successful than you.
Thank you.
That's the bottom line.
That's awesome. I did not know that about your history. That is awesome to know. When you're, I mean, think about what he just said, guys. And I'm going to say my side note right now. Think about what Jimmy just said. Under a bridge, you're under a bridge. You're sleeping under a bridge. That means you're broke. That means you're at the lowest of low in life. You're not a winner. You're actually a loser at that point. But to clean yourself up, and now you have a family, you have a new house, your wife drives a new car. Oh, excuse me, he owns his own business. I mean, what else is there to say about that, guys? Is that not a success story? Is that not a journey that Jimmy has taken from the ashes to raise himself up to become a business owner and be successful? From the shambles to the grind of junk removal. If that's not motivating, I don't know, you don't have a pulse. If that's not motivating, you just don't have a pulse. You are a zombie, and we will remove your ass. Give us a call. Because that right there, guys, is saying it right there. And, you know, when Jimmy called me 2.5 years ago, I didn't know what to expect. I was just giving him advice. I didn't know if this dude was going to be a winner or a loser. But I said, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I'll just help him out. What do you need? What do you need, Jimmy? And he said, help me with this, help me with that. I'm going to go buy a new truck. No, you're not. You're not going to buy a new truck. You're going to build yourself a website. You're going to start with Craigslist. Here's an ad. Try to copy my ad. And he went from there and boom, boom, boom. Now it's a totally different business. Jimmy doesn't call me. When Jimmy calls me, it's not about junk removal. It's always advice about life. It's pretty funny. He's always asking me, hey, dude, I have problems with this, or my employee this, and hey, what do you think of this? You know what I mean? I'm thinking of buying this car. I'm like, what the hell? And it's not about junk removal anymore, because he's not a rookie like he was back in the day when I first started. He's not starting. He's beat that. He's beat the odds. Right now, he's my 10% guy. He survived the 2 years. He's 10%, guys. And I hope that in 5 years and in 10 years, you'll be that 5% guy. You know what I mean, Jimmy? And I'm glad that you have some goals to make over $100,000 by the end of this year or in the third year of your business. That's awesome. That's a lot of fucking money. A lot of people don't realize it. One of the best feelings is not living check to check. You know, not living check to check. It's living month to month or 4 months to 4 months. I always tell all my friends, listen, if I go broke right now, I lose my business, I can survive for the next 6 months. That's awesome. That's a great feeling. 6 months without having to work. And I'm still going to spend all the money that I have. I'm still going to spend money like I do right now, like I have money. So, guys, I hope that this video from Jimmy here from Mississippi, covering some of Tennessee also, helps you out and gives you some kind of motivational tool to use as you grow your junk removal business. Jimmy, I want to thank you so much for staying tuned. I want to thank you for coming on the channel. Any statement you want to say really quick before we go?
Man, I love you, brother, and I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Thanks, bro, man. That's so complimentary. It's flattering, guys. I want to thank all the people for staying tuned to the channels. Junk Zombies, Raving Junk Removal, HP Progressive. People who ask great questions is always so helpful. It helps us to move along this video. Mike Murphy, Rent-A-Man DFW Junk Removal, who's my competitor apparently. I didn't even know. But thank you, brother, for asking great questions. Raving, Miles, there's so many people on here. Melee 3000, guys, thank you for staying tuned. That's going to do it for us tonight, guys. And stay tuned for another live video in the next few days. We're going to keep on doing more of these videos. A lot of people like these videos. They've been asking for them, and I'm gonna bring them to you. So, good night. Thanks for staying tuned. Jimmy, have a good night. We will talk later, brother, okay?
See you later, brother.
Bye-bye-bye. All right, guys. Jimmy's a great guy, a really great guy. Thanks for staying tuned to the channel, guys. If you like these videos, don't forget to subscribe over there to the right side. On the left side, check out my other videos, and I will talk to you later. Okay? Bye-bye, guys.